Hello, everybody. We're back, and it's election season, and I'm joined by, of course, two people. One you can see, one you can't. You know who is who, so I don't need to make introductions. But Pallavi Ghosh, you're in Rajasthan right now. Am I correct? And she's frozen. Up till now, Sandeep, she was talking all kinds of inanities for the last 10 minutes. And now, when it's actually time for the show, she's frozen. So, what does one do?
So we can only kind of discuss what she has been posting all this while. Pallavi, are you back?
Yeah, she's, oh dear.
She doesn't
Sorry,
even.
Yeah,
Please
I'm
at
in
least.
Delhi.
Pallavi.
I'm in Delhi. I'm in Delhi. I'm back in Delhi.
Okay, but
Oh, okay.
at least in a 5G connection here on your phone. That I
अरे
can
where
give
will I
to
get
you.
5G?
I
Shanti
won't give.
Pat yaar.
I won't give you an iPhone, but I can at least buy you a prepaid 5G connection.
Don't
Prepaid,
be
but huh?
cheap, yaar, Sandeep. I don't want your prepaid. I don't even want a 5G from you, and I don't even want an iPhone from you. Guys,
Okay,
let me tell you, this
okay,
man has
fine.
not kept his word.
So you have put
Chri-
it. Okay,
No,
I
there's
am.
still Christmas, yeah, Pallavi. Diwali's come and gone, but maybe we'll get iPhones for Christmas. Who knows?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe he's a Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Anyway, carry on. You because you're covering that party which promises all freebies and doesn't give, so you think we are all in the same bracket. No,
No,
go ahead
freebies
and
and
tell us.
see, to be fair, this time even the BJP and Congress, both of them have announced a lot of Sops. So I think we need to accept the fact that now this has become a norm. Political parties will
No, what
announce
do you do?
cylinder, yeah,
Yeah, BJP had to counter it. That's where okay, you
yeah.
grant it to
So
Congress. They got it
mm,
tactically right.
yeah, but
But BJP,
so
hmm,
BJP didn't had to, na, but they
yeah,
did, right?
no,
So
they had
so
to.
everyone,
Otherwise,
so
otherwise
every
you lose the thing plot. No, that's they lost it in Karnataka, Himachal.
yeah.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
who wants to lose elections? Yeah, I mean Congress desperately needs to also win elections. Yeah.
But tell
Yeah.
us, all these congresses, they're showing the body language seems very confident,
Very
almost in
confident, very confident. See, I have just come back from Rajasthan. Over there, they don't seem to be on a back foot. Rajasthan is very, see, there are different pockets. For example, there's a lot of anger against the MLAs and the ministers. So this is very interesting. I mean, I'm sure all of you know in 2018, the slogan was that Modi tumse bair nahi, Vasundhara tumhari khair nahi. So the anger was not with Modi, but with Vasundhara. And she lost and with a huge margin. This time in many areas, the slogan is "Khelo tumse bair nahi," but your mantri and MLA say ki khair nahi. So there are a lot of MLAs and ministers sitting of them. They're facing a lot of anger. They are the ones who are actually facing an anti-incumbency. They could pull Gehlot down. But the thing is that many would ask this question, why did he have to give it to the sitting MLAs and ministers? Well, I'll say so. Why? Because around 2 years back, when the so-called rebellion took place, Gehlot had told these MLAs, many of them, that if you leave me now, if you stay by me now, I'm going to ensure that you get tickets in the upcoming assembly elections. He has to assure that. And he also has to ensure that. Suppose hypothetically the Congress is in a situation to form the government, the only way he can stop Pilot becoming the CM, let's assume that Pilot is also going to be one of the contenders, becomes the CM contender. This is what Gehlot is going to flex his muscles to ensure that MLAs he's repeated the tickets despite the anti-incumbency they win. That is the problem, Rajasthan. But see, I have found Congress really has got its mojo in terms of its campaign. They've understood that getting parachuting leaders from Delhi doesn't completely work. Of course, the
Hmm.
Gandhis will go. Of course, Kharge will go. But the main campaigns are being done on the ground.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So it's may not be the right parallels. I say that
Hmm.
just like say, you tend to agree or taking the cue from you. If BJP wins Madhya Pradesh, they will have no option to make other than Shivraj the chief minister.
I
Similarly, if
agree.
Congress wins Rajasthan, they will not have any option other than to make Gehlot the chief minister. These things are
Well,
given.
I mean, in
Pallavi,
Rajasthan, if Congress wins and they make Pilot, then the party perhaps would be showing that kind of a courage. My point is that in many areas where I traveled, there are large number of, in at least 66% of the constituencies, they are voters who are from the age group of 18 to 39. That is where pilot could have possibly, in somewhat made a difference. Then also there is an increased demand. Yeah, hear me out, Sandeep. There's an increased, of course, there's an anti-incumbency now, which Gehlot feels. Some areas में क्या होता है कि if you would have unleashed pilot along with Gehlot, you could have sent out a very confusing signal that could it be possibly pilot? So that is one thing they could have done. But I still think I agree with you that in case they win Rajasthan, I'm sure Gehlot will continue. Again, they'll give their example of Lok Sabha elections, despite the fact that Gehlot was made the CM on this ground and they got zero. In Madhya Pradesh, don't forget Shivraj Singh Chauhan. If they win the Ladli Behna Yojana, I will give it 90% credit. Of the 76% voters who turned up, I'm waiting for the EC figures. Large number of women, yeah. Look at the number of women who've turned up, which gives me this thing that maybe BJP could, and they'll have to give credit to Shivraj Singh Chauhan for that.
One second, Pallavi, there was this andar ki khabar that came out that Pilot and Gehlot had a really, really nasty fight a couple of weeks ago.
No, they had a fight. Is it not in a nasty kya? Matlab, there was this whole thing. They had a steering committee meeting over ticket distribution. Then there was this campaign, and then there was these letters, which were going across to the state Congress chief that you should get pilot out. There was supposed to be a road show, a joint road show in Ajmer. That didn't happen. They fixed it up on a day when they knew that pilot had to go to Madhya Pradesh to campaign. But see, it took a Rahul Gandhi suddenly to turn up again to give a soundbite that they are lag nahi raha hai ki saath hai, but hai saath. And if you notice, suddenly all social media handles of the Congress party started talking about the fact that they are one. And one of them very interestingly said Rajasthan ke do ratan, and they're talking Gehlot and Sachin. It takes you the fag end of the election campaign to say this. Road shows, there should have been a joint one. Let's see whether it happens or not. But I remember in Karnataka, there was a joint show between DK Shivkumar and Siddaramaiah.
That way in MP, it's quite clear, although on the surface, because Digvijay Singh and Kamal Nath seem to be have kind of settled this question of who will be CM between them. But is it really all hunky-dory there between the two of them?
See, I think there's an understanding. Digvijay Singh is going to call the shots in terms of ticket distribution he did. His son will also be accommodated. Last time also he was. His people will be getting an important...
There, she's gone.
No, she's back.
No, she's back, but we can't hear her.
Now she'll blame me. I don't know. First of all, I was not interrupting her, but she said, Sandeep, let me speak. I never interrupt her, but she generally preempts. I think she's got something aside. Now, since we can't hear her, or you should tell your audience I'm not interrupting her. I'm just kind of filling the pause. What Pallavi probably doesn't get in Rajasthan is, and the analogy between DK Shivkumar, Siddaramaiah is not relevant between it's comparing onions and cheese or whatever in Rajasthan. If you were to compare Sachin Pilot with Gehlot, the statures are very, very different. Okay, Gehlot has a different level of standing. Secondly, Rajasthan, what Pallavi may or may not get is the caste factors is very, very important. This Sachin as a Gujar, he has got a certain catchment area, but it does not really translate to getting the youth vote automatically. The youth may be enamored, but the caste factors go very strong, and I think there Gehlot scores over others. As far as Vasundhara is concerned, I tweeted yesterday or day before, you would have seen the difference between Vasundhara and Shivraj. Shivraj also knows that he has to deliver Madhya Pradesh to stay relevant in the BJP larger scheme of things in the days to come. So if he's looking at, he's a lambe daur ki umar. If he's looking at, okay, what is the scenario after Modi, and he's not too old. I think he's just early 60s, my age. And so if he has to stay relevant in BJP, he has also got an RSS backing, everything. So he cannot really sabotage Madhya Pradesh. Okay, whereas Vasundhara, It's more of an ego thing, more of what she gets. She knows that even if she comes back as a chief minister, her own stock in BJP is not going to go up greatly. Today, she has a damage potential, but she doesn't really have a ability to add to BJP's might, whether today or in Lok Sabha. So the problem, therefore, you see her much more detached. She might make some, kind of appearances that she is not anti, she is not totally, alienated or not sitting by in the elections. But you will not see the kind of energy or passion which at least Shivraj, despite everything, is showing. Okay. So equally, Pallavi's, I think that assessment is correct. I don't think the Digvijay Kamalnath equation is very clear. Even in the last time, it was so. Digvijay is not interested in becoming CM. He would rather be in Delhi for whatever and be the, and he would like to call the shots. Even last time when Kamalnath came, many of the senior appointments, whether of bureaucrats, police, bureaucrats, and many ministers, etc., were done by Digvijay. Because Kamalnath, though now he has become very familiar with Bhopal, at that point in time, he was not a Bhopal insider. So he was very much dependent on Digvijay to understand Bhopal. He was always a Chhindwara man and a Delhi man. He didn't know that. Now the Shivraj is a point, but the other good factor is I think Jyotiraditya again for his own reasons to keep his relevance in BJP to prove a point with Congress or whatever. I think he has tried to pull his weight in the campaign. He has worked hard with the humility, which is he has not worn his that Raja Saab mantle, which would even in Congress he would wear, come from that pedestal of being the royalty. Here he has tried to come down to the ground and do, but that area of Bin Morena Gwalior, I think remains a weak spot for BJP. And this Narendra Tomar controversy is going to also hurt them there. Though overall, people, my friends in BJP are saying BJP per se won't be unhappy with this situation because Tomar and Shivraj Singh themselves together would have made a very strong lobby if they come back to power. Now, to some extent, if Tomar gets sidelined, then it's Shivraj. Even if he becomes the chief minister, Centre has a bigger hold on him, and they might try to replace him post the Lok Sabha, etc. Those kind of things may work out. But I am still skeptical of BJP's position, though, despite everybody saying anything in both the states. And I would tend to agree, and this has been my feeling, unless there is a huge swing, I think BJP, my gut feel says BJP's prospects in Rajasthan, in Madhya Pradesh is better, contrary to popular belief in Rajasthan. Because Rajasthan, the infighting, etc., is too much. You just take my own constituency, Chittor. Can you imagine, and which is also CP Joshi, the Rajasthan party
Yes.
head thing. And another Congress, CP Joshi of BJP, who has become the state head. And he is also from Chittor. The incumbent MLA was not given a ticket, who was very powerful, he took some 20,000, 30,000 people out in protest. He carried the, that janaza of CP Joshi, everything, and now he is fighting as an independent. He has got a huge clout, and they've got a strong Congress candidate who has been always there, and they've brought back now Bhairav Singh Shekhawat's son-in-law, who has been away from there. So this is, if you were to take that as one sample, the whole thing is up in the air out there. But similarly, it would be in many other places. In Madhya Pradesh, I'll just close with one more comment. I saw this very interesting phenomenon. I met a lot of people from Madhya Pradesh at an event a couple of weeks back. And, they're from the business community, etc. I don't want to get into detail. A lot of them were very excited and proud that some relative of theirs have got a Congress ticket. And they were great, proudly saying that "Mera bhai ko mil gaya, mera behnoi ko mil gaya" or something. So they are sensing there was a prospect. If this thing would have happened even in the previous elections, I don't think they would have been so excited. But they now are looking at it that it's almost guaranteed that these people are going to get elected, which is it tells something. And this whole business of putting the big leaders, I don't think that's worked. That was not a game changer for BJP, either in
I
Rajasthan
think
or in
barring
MP.
Prahlad Patel, possibly Prahlad Patel and possibly Kailash Vijayvargiya, there's quite a possibility that many of the MPs in Madhya Pradesh may actually lose from the BJP, including Narendra Tomar. Because
But
it's not, it doesn't work.
Narendra Tomar is the counter is that it's a deep fake. Am I correct? That's what they're claiming.
But अगर deep fake भी है in the mind of the voters, उनको क्या समझ में आता है deep fake and all of that? Nah? That's also a danger. But I don't know. I mean, somehow there's not much result. See, I'm going to be very interested to see that how much the BJP gets in that Guna, Gwalior, Chambal area, because a lot depends on Scindia's future on that. See, unlike the others, he was not asked to contest elections, which is why I think Modi wants him to kind of stay in the central politics also a bit longer. Second thing is that yeah, you're right. I was traveling with him and I've never seen him talk the way he talks. He's become little melodramatic, little dialogues, like getting off from the, and it was actually quite nice to see it like that
And
because he was not standing on,
embracing
yeah,
people and all of
yeah.
that. He's
No,
not been
like
a
for
tactile
example,
person.
yeah, yeah. And whenever he was campaigning, he would get off the stage and he had this whole system about, giving everyone a piece of paper and a pen. You scribble how many people can you get to the booth. And then he was going from table to table and he was mingling with the crowd. And, talking to school children and what you were talking about, embracing and all of that. It's a very different Scindia and the way he was talking. It's very different from the way in the Congress party he was, because in the Congress, you are allowed the luxury of just detach yourself. You're a Maharaja, I'm so and so, and this and that. So it was very interesting to see this India. A lot is going to depend on how many seats he's going to ensure in among those 22 who walked away with him.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that also has to do with Mamaji, because Mamaji is, very tactile as a politician, very much of a conversation person. Has a great ground connect. I think a lot of people are picking up from that book. In fact, I was watching a very cute video of Himanta Biswa Sarma and some ladies in Assam calling him Mama also. So I said, this is like a new
Yeah,
trend.
yeah, that's what he's called.
That trend.
He's called the Mamaji of. He's called the
Yeah,
Mamaji of
but you
Assam.
are,
So he's
we
also picked up this
understand
style,
you know
wooing
your
women.
both of your fangirls are Mamaji, but on Scindia, you must understand this. Apart from the Maharaja bit,
I
his
think this
position
conclusion
in
you've come to,
the
Sandeep,
BJP,
is born out of some
BJP,
jealousy, and that's not true.
I think
We're not
so. Yeah,
fangirls.
yeah.
We
okay.
both are political
Because first,
analysts, and therefore it based on that. Just
and we
because you're
appreciate a
jealous, don't give us
politician
labels.
Acha,
who
Pallavi,
has set stocks,
you be
their
also
focus on
careful of
policy.
deep fake. If people do a deep fake on your coverage, you'd be in deep trouble. But coming back to Scindia, you see, Scindia in Congress was also royalty even other ways. The way he had to deal, he was considered very close to the palace, almost in a member, etc. That was different. But now in BJP, Scindia's only calling card, he doesn't have so much with the cadre or the RSS, it's Modi, because Modi likes him as long Modi likes him, and he has to deliver for Modi. So to that extent, he has to prove himself. He just can't stay aloof over
Yeah.
there. And also, I think why Scindia would not have been asked to contest in this election is because Scindia would be a bigger asset for BJP in the Lok Sabha elections. Whereas all these people, they would have, some of these people who have been asked to contest on the central leaders, apart from Narendra Singh Tomar, the other people, Vijay Vargiya didn't get a ticket even last time. So even some of the other fellows would not have got ticket perhaps for Lok Sabha,
I
although
really wonder how many of them wanted to contest also the MLA election.
they didn't.
But Kailash
That's the
Vijayvargiya was very open about it. He was very open about it. He told me in my interview also, okay, I didn't want to, but then they told he wanted his son to get the ticket. That didn't happen. So, he got
The
the ticket. They're
BJP,
very open.
the BJP people in Bengal are really, really, happy. Vijay Vargiya was given, and if Vijay Vargiya loses, they'll be even happier because they really blame him for the debacle in Bengal.
Yeah, yeah.
And all kinds of stories which you hear how he handled stuff here. So there is, almost.
I don't know. I may be wrong, but I think this is Modi's way of testing many of those MPs who've been given a ticket. That, Jada udo mat. At the end of the day, if you win a MLA election, tab main baat karunga. And if you know, our chances are that if many of them are losing, even as MLAs, he may not give them a Lok Sabha ticket. So I
No,
will not be too
Vijay
surprised on
Varghya
that.
hasn't got it. Now, it is not just to win
No,
as
I'm not
MLA.
talking about Vijay Varghya. I'm talking about in Rajasthan also, in Madhya Pradesh also, Telangana maybe also. Many of the MPs have been given tickets, na?
Given tickets because they were supposed to also mobilize the entire MP constituency, which every MP constituency brings in about 4 or 5 MLA constituencies. So they were supposed to mobilize that also.
So
But
if they are not able to do
yeah,
that and they are
exactly,
not able to win the tickets, then Modi will say, if you could not even do the MLAs, how do
exactly.
I know you can win an MP election? So, fine.
So what's your news from Chhattisgarh? There you've got another of your favorites there, Bhupesh Bagal. I think you are quite enamored by him.
I don't know how you jump to these conclusions, Sandeep, but I don't think the Mahadev app has had any resonance on the ground. For some reason, the BJP is very, very confident of Chhattisgarh. I don't know why. But maybe that Sarguja belt, which is TS Singh Dev, he's very silent, and you may have made him a deputy CM, but I'm sure he knows heart of hearts that in case Congress wins Chhattisgarh, chances are that Baghel will be the CM. So he doesn't trust. See, this is what happens. Now, central leadership drags its feet. Then the leader on the ground stop believing and trusting them. I mean, if I was a TS Singh Dio and you ask me, I'll not believe it for a moment that I could be made the CM just in case Congress wins Chhattisgarh. Similarly, if I'm a Sachin Pilot, I'll also not expect to be made the CM in case you win Rajasthan. So there's a complete mistrust with the top leadership. They've done this to them so often. So for the next 1.5 minutes, I will be out of the zone because I'm entering the Pragati Maidan tunnel, guys. So the signal doesn't come there. So excuse me. So I'm here. I can hear both of
Yeah,
you.
so
So I'm
we can
just
take
telling
a
you.
commercial break. We could have taken only if you got Advaita some commercial sponsor.
Why doesn't
So
your company give
why
a
doesn't your
commercial
company give
break
us
to
a
us?
commercial break? Sandeep,
Yeah,
come on.
seriously. And I'm so disappointed we were not even called to the Diwali Milan where the Prime Minister met everybody.
That is very
And
sad. And that's
I've never
entirely,
met him. 9 years now. And I know Pallavi's met him, so she's sitting very smug.
and
Sandeep, have
Pallavi,
you met?
no, I have never met him yet. I
Even
never
I have
met
never
him.
met him.
No, I should put it rather, he has never met me. That's a
Yeah.
different way. Uh, but Pallavi, I don't know. Pallavi's a partner in crime, Aman Sharma, was generally, posting pictures
Ah.
with all the other people. He has been generally smiling year to year and everything. And without Pallavi being there, he was with all the other ladies.
All again, Sandeep. No, but there are many journalists. All of them are dying to have those.
But
Okay, she's gone. But frankly, I mean, um, Pallavi is the only journalist in the Sunday Club, and she was also not there, so we shouldn't feel so bad.
no,
Huh.
but
But it seems
Pallavi must have deliberately ducked it because if she went to the BJP Sammelan, then all the Congress people would have been after her case. So this was a very tactical ducking she did so that she has an excuse here to say I was in Rajasthan or wherever, and here she didn't go. So that was clever of her, and that's how she balances her, stakes.
but
What's the story? Yeah,
what
go
are you
ahead.
saying? You were going to
No, no,
ask
you
me
go
something.
ahead.
Think, yeah,
Oh, no,
No,
I
I'm
was
saying
asking.
the kind of infighting that one saw in the Rajasthan BJP in the last election, 2018, that level of vitriol and infighting has not been perceived or has not come to the fore at least. Maybe it's going on in the background this time round.
Um, I think Pallavi should be able to say, but I think it's pretty, um, uh, uh, ruthless or very raw at the ground level in certain places, like where Raghavendra Singh Rathod is contesting, or I told you Chittor and various other pockets one has heard of. Those places are there, and some of the problem with BJP is some of the uh, people who are aspirant, maybe chief minister or something, though they are prominent faces in Delhi, they do not have a very strong base in their own areas over there. And so that is, and not all of them are also entirely untainted. So there are those factors there. Why you are not seeing this is last time I think there was a definite Vasundhara switch off which had happened. It is now this time at least she's keeping it under check. They have given us some sobs. Her son is in the fray. So a bit of, but still her right hand man. I know this person personally, Yunus Khan. I don't understand why he quit. Not only quit, he was not given a ticket first place. That's one thing. Quit, and now contesting as an independent from did one out for Lodi, one of the two places he has gone there. So those are very odd signals. There was Ashok Parnami, who was then earlier state chief. Anyway, he was not a heavyweight in any case. So these are strong signals have been given. But what I find is BJP signals nowadays everywhere is little mixed. They really don't have that. In, I think Karnataka, they lost it because they sidelined Yedurappa, but yet didn't have a strong second line. And Bomai was certainly not the person to take on BJP. Similarly, here, okay, they didn't want Vasundhara, but they really could not create an alternative face who would be strong enough to take forward. Same in Madhya Pradesh. You, to some extent, undermine Mamaji, but you really didn't create an alternative. So sometimes among things, what's BJP strategy? Look at Telangana. Why did they have to make such a song and dance to begin with and then make an absolute retreat? One would almost think that they don't want to win these assembly elections.
Shrin has commented here, and I was hoping to get him on the show, but he's on the road. But he's got very good on the ground knowledge of what's happening in MP. But Pallavi, I want to ask you this, and this is of course a little bit of kite flying. But who do you think could be alternatives should the BJP win in any of these states? Right, because the Congress has clear CM candidates. But if the BJP was going to win, who do you think could be the alternatives?
So you mean in Madhya Pradesh, apart from Shivraj Singh Chauhan?
Or in Rajasthan, apart from Vasundhara, or in Chhattisgarh, apart from Raman Singh?
I think in Madhya Pradesh, I think they'll have to go with Shivraj Singh Chauhan unless, of course, I decide to go in for a women and then that Lalita Poddar, her name was put up in the poster because one top leader of the BJP told me, please go and look at our hoarding outside. It got 12 faces. Any one of them can become the CM. So I don't know. I mean, it could be a Lalita Poddar. It could be just about anybody. It could be this Prahlad Patel or Narendra Tomar, but I don't know. I'm not so sure about that. In Rajasthan, well, I mean, if the BJP wins, कोई OBC को बनाएंगे कुछ तो पता नहीं. I can't think of. Rajendra Rathore, people are saying he may lose. Then there's talks
Bhupendra
between CP
Yadav.
Joshi. Will they go in for
Bhupendra
a
Yadav.
chart? Yeah, I mean, I
Bhupendra
think they'll
Yadav.
win. Bhupendra Yadav, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, maybe. I mean, he's from Rajasthan also. So, I mean, there will be someone who no one would have thought of. Definitely.
Interesting. So that's really it for today. Just wanted to do a quick show. We're actually not going to be doing anything tomorrow because it's the World Cup. And I'm actually going to watch cricket tomorrow because there's just so much excitement. And and I'm hearing from everybody that this team is literally the best team India has had in a long time. So credit to the team, credit to BCCI, and they're seeming pretty unbeatable. Knock on wood. I don't want to jinx anything, but so I'm going to be watching the World Cup. I'm sure you will, Sandeep.
I don't watch cricket. That's
I don't
before,
either, but the World Cup.
but Pallavi should have been there. That would have been his best chance to get an interview with the Prime Minister on the stands. I don't know why he
We should have been there. That would be the best chance for us to meet him.
you wouldn't even get a ticket. Advaita, even in Calcutta, to get a ticket, it's been so difficult. I don't know what are they doing, and at the same time, you see so many stands are empty. Anyway, so we'll wait for the after-match party. See you
All right.
virtually.
Thank you for
Thank
watching.
you.
So we're not going to be doing Sunday Club tomorrow, but we'll definitely see you next week. Thanks, everyone, and talk to you all soon. Bye.
Bye.